Guys, welcome to another video. We're just few weeks away from the main event of the year. Which is the World Chess Championship match between Dean Liren and Gukesh Damaraju. But I'm walking you through the match which happened in 2018 between Magnus Carlsen and Fabiano Caruana, who at that point, he was climbing his way and was facing the big boss, Magnus Carlsen. And this match was probably the closest and the hardest, as Magnus explained in his interviews, match in his comparing to his other matches that happened before. Even though the first 12 games finished in a draw, and then the other match against Karek in New York 2 years earlier, he lost and then he had to come back. Still, he thinks that this match was much more unpredictable, but the classical portion finished in a draw 6-6 with 12 games finished in a draw, so it was kind of boring for viewers to spectate, and we got into the tiebreak. The first game, and we have English Open, very boring one. Magnus starts with white pieces. We got, I still remember these games, guys. I still remember, because I was looking at the tie breaks. Of course, it was very interesting to spectate. A3 takes stakes. I obviously I don't remember the whole games, but I definitely remember this first game because maybe after the match I was analyzing it. But yeah, I have really good, like rememberings from this bishop e6. So now the point is double pass pawns on c-file. Knight jumps to c5 at some point might become very unpleasant. Bishop e3, f3, rook c1, just trying to play positionally. Knight e8, bishop f1, trying to take on c4, rook d1, knight b5, knight c5, rook b2, knight d6 takes. And now look, even though two pass pawns, of course Magnus is going to pick up c4 pawn. Here, double pass, double pawns, this pawn island, just too many pawn islands from black. Also, of course, two bishops versus two knights, open positions, therefore, of course, bishop has some advantage. Takes, pick up pawn on e6, takes on d4, takes, and we are going to this endgame, where it looks like white have just a very small edge, but we know who is playing with white pieces, Magnus Carlsen. This means any endgame you still gotta prove that you have a drawing position. Takes, and now two pass pawns potentially. This rook g7, and now rook g5 is coming. So there is a possibility, already not a possibility, but white will have two pass pawns on king side while trying to stop this pawn on queen side. Rook a6, king g2, once again, very complicated position. King h4, king g5, now king hides. Of course, king h5 is not possible because rook h1 will follow. This, rook h7, this, rook a2, and now black simply collapsed. So after h6 there is no way, because basically king g6, rook a7, king g6, h7, king g7, and then a7 promote and win the game. So basically black have to give up this pawn and now draw lost, because this g5, and of course Magnus would have won this game, but after move king h5, Fabi resigned in the first game of this tiebreak. So the tiebreak format was 25 plus 10, 4 games, so Fabi had a chance to get everything back, and we get to the second game of this match, where Magnus Carlsen was playing with black pieces. And that's what we saw throughout the whole of this match in classical portion. We had this Sveshnikov all the time. And look, we saw other matches. Like we saw 2016 match. We didn't, I don't remember that we saw any Sveshnikov as much. We saw matches with Anand where Magnus was playing in 5 most of the time. And throughout this match, the players chose Sveshnikov, which to me is insane. And that shows how prep is important, because, just the theory knowledge. And you know, then after the match, everyone started playing Sveshnikov all the time, every player. Like, you know, when there is this little trend all the time, then players just start to pick up it, and then slowly everyone starts playing it. And by the way, I played this with black pieces. Because you know what happened? Many people started playing this after the World Championship match. Because, as I said, just trend. Even though it might not be as good, it was a huge trend. And I remember, like, let's say, yeah, c4 here, and basically, let's say, knight g6, yeah, there is queen a4, and now there is knight d6 threat or knight c7. So sometimes people got into some stupid traps. That's why, you know, it was kind of, let's say, a6 here. There is a6, I'm not sure if it's losing by force, because there is this queen a4 move, yeah. And basically, black are just in huge trouble. So yeah, if you want to play some tricks in Sveshnikov, try to play in a d5 line, as it became very popular after c4 and a6. I remember playing it once, and I remember I'm like, my opponent played queen a4, I'm like, alright, I'm never playing Sveshnikov again, but of course, you don't have to wonder it. Alright, let's get back to the game. Knight g6, then I learned that knight g6 is the main move, bishop d7, queen b8, and this is what players played for the most time of this match. h5, a6, knight c3, a5, a4. So Magnus with black pieces playing Sveshnikov didn't experience real problems. Bishop d8, e4, c7, and now bishop c7. Absolutely brilliant decision by Magnus Carlsen, because now the point is there is knight e5, knight d3, knight c1, and there is also will be a huge pin. So the idea after knight d5, if takes, knight e7, knight f5, no problems, but king h7, and Fabi had to resign, because knight d3 is coming, and basically what happens is Magnus either pick up this rook and then might pick up this knight as well, and Fabi is 2-0 after 2 games. He has to win 2 games in a row against this Magnus Carlsen, who defeated him twice. So it's very interesting to spectate. And now let's jump to game number 3. By the way, Magnus was playing brilliantly. I mean, at that point, you know, yes, it was one of the toughest match Magnus had, even though he destroyed Fabi in the tiebreaks. So I'm just trying to give you my thoughts for this match. So bishop d3, trying to trade the bishops. So Fabi is a long time, very strong classical chess player. He's probably the best one after Magnus Carlsen classical chess. Not Hikaru, not anybody else, but Fabiano Caruana, who's very stable, who's been very stable over the years. That performance on the Sinfield Cup was absolutely mind-blowing, which he won in 2014. Yeah, he was on this level for a long time, and it felt like Magnus and Fabi should play against each other every single World Championship match, but unfortunately the chess system doesn't work like that. You have to win stupid candidates tournaments, and then you're qualifying. But one individual tournament can have like absolutely different results. Fabi can win, everyone else can win. The problem with it is make something like a tennis and then play knockout, play something else to decide who will be the challenger, which is, I mean, candidate tournaments, it's just like in one individual tournament anybody can win, and this is what happened. Gukesh won this year's event and will have the chance to compete against Neil Rank for the World Chess Championship title. I hope he wins. I want some youngster to finally win the event, because from now on it will be very interesting to speak, and I hope FIDE changes some rules in near future. Alright, in this game Magnus just needs to draw. So all he needs is a draw and he becomes World Chess Championship. He wins World Chess Championship for another time, for 4th straight time. Bishop g2, knight c6, so Magnus is pushing, knight c5 was equal position, All he needs is trading pieces, and he does it with great precision. Queen d6, takes, queen e8, takes on 8. And here, Fabi could of course make the draw, but of course he has to win this game to stay alive. b4, c5, and slowly he was pushing the pawns, and after queen d6, Magnus Carlsen won another match. Yeah. Look, the guy is on a different level. And as I said in previous episodes, it's very sad to not see him competing for the classical title. We'll of course have World Blitz and Rapid Chess Championships later this year, which will be very interesting to spectate. Magnus can't win every year. Last year he won everything. This year, I mean, he will be still a clear favorite. He's, you know, because what I'm thinking right now is, yes, there are a lot of youngsters coming, and the older generation of the players who were competing with Magnus like 10 years ago are now becoming older and older. They're weaker, yeah, they have all this experience, but youngsters are coming. They're strong. Because look, sometimes I'm playing against kids, I just don't understand. They're so strong, so quick, so smart. So it's very complicated. They'll become stronger and stronger every single year. It's just very fascinating to see. But yeah, Magnus won another match. In the next video, we will cover his match 3 years later, to be precise, because there was COVID and stuff, between Magnus Carlsen and Jan Nepomniachtchi. But we'll speak about it in the next video. Make sure to subscribe. Click on this like button. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.